Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, and I'm Ian, and I got Jared and Dave here with me on the couch tonight.
Hey, what's up?
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah, it's a good end to the weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I am mostly kind of half free.
Half free. I had to.
Kids have school, all that stuff.
So the sports broadcasting equipment for the district was up in Tacoma this weekend because they were videotaping the basketball championships, and so it came back today, and so the guy driving the truck brought it back, and we had to unload it. And I haven't had to actually go to my office and deactivate the alarm code in years. So it's been my first time in forever. And so I had such high anxiety that it was going to fail and the cops are going to come out and all this stuff. And I get myself so worked up, and then it happens. I do the code and it's fine. We load the stuff in and it's just why do I put myself, what is with anxiety? Why does that happen?
Well, so remembering the code right.
So the first half of my day was just me with the dog, petting the dog, trying to chill out, listening to music, the records I bought yesterday. And then the second half was me messing around with this cool toy that Dave bought me. So it's been a weird day, but it's been fun. Anyway, we are the Couch Co-op Show. We are a video game podcast. And
we are excellent to each other.
We try to be.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, we were pretty fucking excellent to each other. Though I was reading this article about guys that do bust each other's balls on the regular tend to be more honest and loyal to each other. I don't know if that's accurate. Maybe it is accurate. I don't know.
Having no fear to give the truth.
Maybe
I think is important.
Which is wild because if you put those relationships under a microscope, our relationships under a microscope, and then you put women's relationships under a microscope, wildly different.
Yes.
I'm not trying to generalize, but I think it is truly wild. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'll write a book about it someday. Not
do it. That'd be an interesting read.
I'm sure it would. Ian figures out the female mind. No, that's not it.
Yeah,
clearly not. Yeah, where are we going with that one?
Nowhere.
Yeah, we're the Couch Co-op. Nowhere fast. We're the Couch Co-op. You can find us on all the podcasting platforms. You can find us streaming live like we are right now on youtube.com/MilkmanPictures. And you can also find, past episodes of our wonderful show on youtube.com/MilkmanPictures. Oddly, the most fun and the most people we get nowadays is at YouTube. Everyone prefers to just kind of watch us. And that's cool. I don't know. Spotify's... Yeah, cool. No one cares about Spotify. And you know what happened is COVID happened. And all the celebrities created podcasts. And it just sucked it away from us little guys. Us little guys doing underground radio.
Yep.
So I don't know. For some reason, YouTube is still cool. I don't know. Anyway. So we were going to do a regular show. And we're still mostly doing a regular show. But this... Sunday at South by Southwest, Hideo Kojima had a panel, and actually that's where Scott is. Scott is actually at South by Southwest this weekend, but he didn't get to go to the Hideo Kojima panel. So hopefully we can have him on the show in the coming weeks, and he can kind of share what he got to experience there. But Hideo Kojima talked about Death Stranding 2, shared a new trailer. Very exciting. So I wanted to share. I mean, I'm guessing you guys probably watched it by now, but I wanted to watch it.
No, I held off.
You held off. Okay.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't.
Oh, none of you guys have seen it.
I'm really excited for this because it's
I've been too busy today.
Oh, that's exciting. Oh, cool. I've watched it
2 weeks after my birthday.
I've watched it 20 million times.
All right.
But
that's great.
Some very exciting, stuff announced from it. You can start pre-ordering the game March 17th, and it drops June 26th this year. So it's wild. So I watched the whole South by Southwest presentation, but they played the trailer first, and I thought, first of all, I think the song. I've listened to the song.
Yeah,
they have the song released as a single too. That has it's kind of cool, and they as like a lyric video, like they did with the Church's lyric video. So I love the song. I'm gonna listen to this song a million times. But just watching it, I was just like blown away by the song. Just makes me want to cry when I just listen to it. Like just how like I don't know. This like it. Resonates for some reason. It just resonates with me, and I'm just like watching it. And I'm just like, I didn't realize how badly I wanted this video game until tonight. Like, I love Death Stranding. I thought Death Stranding was awesome. But like watching it tonight for me, I was like, I'm so glad that Hideo Kojima is in the AAA game development. Like I know there's a lot of great indie artists, like true artists,
really good at trailers.
But like if you think about like actual video games, like I think Dave and I kind of talked about it last week. Like we're kind of burnt out with like the world and the climate and to have someone that is just 100% just about creating something that is just about creativity and fucking with you and just it's just like it's. As an artist, it's just like, oh my god, I just want nothing more than to like take this in and be a part of it again. It's like
I'm really excited to play this. I think the other thing that gets me is Death Stranding didn't come out that long ago.
Oh no, just 3 months before the pandemic, like which is the game is technically a pandemic game. Like it talks about the disconnection. Like there's like that whole part. I'll talk about it later in my couch co-optional, but I rewatched. I don't even think I rewatched it. I don't think I never watched it the first time. I watched the Hideo Kojima documentary on Hulu, but but they talk about one of the artists talks about Yoji Shinkawa talks about how multiple times in the Kojima's career he's created something and then it's come to fruition. As if he's a prophet, and then he kind of stops himself. And he says, "I don't really want to talk about it. I think it's scary." Basically, and it's just like it's wild. But no, I was just kind of blown away by this trailer. Like 10 minutes of just like an onslaught of stuff, and yet I still have really no concept. Like you know how nowadays you get a trailer, like a Marvel film or whatever, and in the 3 minutes you basically seen the movie.
You know the beginning, middle, and end right there.
I mean, I kind of know what I'm doing in this game, but ultimately it's like I have no concept of what's. I don't know. He's like he's questioning us about like should we have connected? Should we not have connected? I thought the whole point was to connect. Like I don't fucking know what Anyway, I want to know what you guys thought. Like,
it doesn't even mention the multiplayer aspect.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Or any of the gameplay or anything.
I'm interested to see the basis behind the servers in the beach. Like that's the world getting connected, and is that the connection of the world taking over and corrupting it, or is that a corporation that took advantage of the connection?
There's even more whales on the beach dead.
Yeah,
this is not meant to be.
So I'm really interested in what's going on with the beach. It seems the beach is even more important this time around.
This is not a cynical comment because this is one of the things I enjoy about the game. But Death Stranding probably had 20 hours of cutscenes in it. So
I love that.
Dave, it had way more than that. Like the final cutscene at the end was 2 hours long.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. So cutting that down to a 10-minute trailer.
Right, exactly. Like there's so many cutscenes, and like 10 minutes is like a drop of water in comparison to the glass. It's.
Well, and Hideo cuts all these trailers. He is meticulously going through this footage and putting this together very purposefully. And there's meaning behind all of it, which most people don't really get, and I don't either. Like I was staring at that for a while, and I'm like, huh? What? What am I? What am I supposed to think here? I don't know.
Well, I feel like the thing is, he's one of those artists that like makes you question what the hell is going on in the current climate. Because Death Stranding was a game of people just slowly getting disconnected, and then boom, pandemic hits, and everybody just
searching for everyone was searching for a connection.
Yes.
And now,
but I think connected,
and I think that wasn't what the game was about in that moment. Somehow it played out that way, but I think if you actually look at this game,
serendipity.
Yes, 100%. But if you look at this game as for if COVID had never happened, searching for a connection, and then like how all the servers in the ocean have taken over and killed everything, kind of like how the internet connected everybody.
Yeah,
but it also killed everything.
All those red guys
I think that's kind of ultimately what it was supposed to be about. But I think COVID happened and it kind of created another layer of meaning that we weren't expecting. Yep. But I feel like that's ultimately like how connecting this way we've kind of lost touch with everything. But that's the other thing. It's like this is a guy who's creating a AAA video game, and he's like what other AAA video game is actually doing this kind of trying to, even if it's like heavy-handed, even if it's heavy-handed or whatever you want to say, or like it's over the top, like I get that I'm like blowing smoke up his ass because I mean I've loved Kojima for a very long time, but I just think this is like I watch this and be like, I am so glad there is an artist, because like a lot of it's just like, oh, let's create a really good game and make a lot of money. I don't think that's Kojima's thing. I don't think he cares about making money. I think it's wild, this game. I don't think this game exists unless you're Kojima. Like
you just gave me a thought. It's like, I wonder all the great cameos that are going to be in it as well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And the most random ones you can think of too. Like I didn't know Conan O'Brien was in the last one.
Quentin Tarantino to show up in one little bit.
Well, I don't know if you've seen. I don't know if it was a tease, but like you watch his Instagram and stuff, he takes photos with a lot of people. I mean, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross took photos with him and shit. Timothy Chalamet took photos with him. I don't know if that's for this game or
is
the
that
next
soundtrack
game.
kicks or I mean, he's working on 2 games. He's working on like an Xbox or Microsoft games. Exclusive.
The Xbox game is the horror game, and then he's working on the next Metal Gear like espionage game, but not Metal Gear.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot what that one was called.
No, he's got 2 more. Anyway, but so at the very end, that I want to kind of talk about. I mean, I've kind of talked about it before on. I don't know if you guys have been around, but like, so like the spaceship, the ship that they fly around in is very much the Rex model head from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Absolutely,
flies around and. If you look at Metal Gear Solid 4, the kind of geckos have the Metal Gear Rex head, but they have like animalistic legs. Yeah. And then here, again, the ship has the Rex head. So it has Metal Gear Solid callbacks. But at the very end...
That was his baby.
Obviously. But I think it's a deconstruction of that game in the sense that like... so the samurai, there's the red samurai who has the... has a little singular eye like the original samurai does.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you have this character playing, looks like fucking
Solid Snake.
Solid Snake.
Wraps the headband around his head. Like, and then, I'm Snake. Oh, but I'm not.
And then in the narration, if you picked it up, he's basically saying like America had this thing for guns. They were in love with them, and that was what they needed. And like, this kind of, and I think it's him basically tearing apart that game and what was wrong with it and the society that fell in love with it. And then the cool thing about this is that this game comes out June 26th, and then Metal Gear Solid Delta comes out August something. It comes out 2 months. Yeah. So the fact that this game comes out before that, talking shit about basically that game is fucking wild to me. In my opinion, and I don't know if that's true or if that's just me reading too much into it. I think that's what's happening here, because I wouldn't put it past Kojima to have he's a little bit bitter about all that Konami shit, and I'd like to think that's what's happening here. But
this is gonna be one of those games that when you finally finish it and roll credits and all that stuff, you're still gonna have a lot of questions. You're gonna be watching a lot of YouTube content for people completely deconstructing every scene of the game, and you'll enjoy and want more. I think this is gonna be like his Death Stranding. People still talk about that.
Well, like Dave was saying, I was like, I was like. Literally, like tonight, I was like, I think I need to replay. I have the director's cut on PS5. I feel like I want to replay it again.
I know. It's been a while since I played it
because I never played it. I
didn't play that game.
You've never played Death Stranding?
No, I have not. No.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
Oh.
Did I buy a physical copy? I don't know if I have a disc.
You might have done, Jared, because I think I borrowed it from you.
Yeah, I think I have a disc.
Maybe this Sunday when you guys, maybe this Sunday when I see you guys, bring it over.
Yeah, I probably
I'll bring Final Fantasy to you.
Yeah,
but Death Stranding.
It's coming Sunday.
I don't know. I thought it was awesome. I'm so hyped. I haven't been this hyped for a video game. And really, I mean, I excited for video games, but I don't think I've been like hyped for a fucking video game in a while.
I'm actually with you, Ian, because I was like, I must admit, Death Stranding is the one bright spot on the horizon of a game I've been really looking forward to, because there's a couple of reasons. I know it's not gonna, even if it's not the greatest game ever, the story is going to be like just wild.
Mm-hmm.
Something to think about. Yeah.
Even if the story's not that great, it's just going to be like wild.
Like what the fuck? Yeah. Just what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, it's also going to be another Kojima game, or at least even all the trailers that come out. It's going to be an introduction to music I love.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing, which also kind of ties into our episode.
I still listen to Low Roar.
Oh, Low Roar or Churches.
Crazy. Like what's going to be in this game? Like the soundtrack is amazing.
That's why I can't wait. This is kind of why I also decided to do this, because this ties into the top 3 anyway. Yeah. But like what Dave was saying,
that's a good bridge.
Bridge
segment.
No, I want to keep.
I feel.
Well, I wanted to say one thing. Like Dave was kind of talking about, like how the story is kind of crazy, but like Death Stranding 1, people didn't know what to expect. They thought it was. I mean, people. It's funny. People like kind of thought it had a barrier to it at entry, but then the amount of love that has kind of outpoured after people have played it is like it's like this, and I don't think it's ever going to get. Like Death Stranding 1 probably should have got way more respect than it deserved. I don't know what won Game of the Year this year. Or that year, but the originality of that game or this series is far beyond any other game. Like I get Baldur's Gate 3 gets a lot of love for being Game of the Year because it's like, well played and stuff, but it's like it's not anything new. It's a fantasy game with elves and shit, and they do stuff, or I don't know. There's other I don't know. Just like games generally have just like kind of this basic kind of working structure of like what it is, and you're doing this kind of thing, and okay.
So
I don't think Death Stranding doesn't get the love it deserves for like just how balls crazy creative it is. Like,
so the Game of the Year for 2020 was came out 2019, right? The Last of Us Part 1,
19 or 2020, somewhere in there.
So 2020's this. The winner of the Game of the Year was Last of Us Part 2.
Oh my god! You see, that's the other thing. Like, Last of Us Part 2. Here we go. That game is fine. People like it. I don't really care for it, but it's not like we have never seen that before. It's like Walking Dead. It's like zombies and people and like children of men or whatever. It's like you've never seen Death Stranding.
No. I didn't care for Last of Us for that fucking reason.
You're never gonna see it again. I don't know. We're gonna see it again on Part 2, but I was like, I don't know. It's singularly unique, and even in the gameplay, it's somewhat singularly unique. Even though it has similar mechanics and certain anyway. All right, I'll stop talking about it. I'm just hyped. I'm hyped.
Yeah,
go back and listen to this song.
Well, I mean,
I posted just the lyric video in the music channel in the Discord. I think that song is awesome.
Well, I mean,
it's super cool.
A lot of music nowadays is making it really good, and they're doing a really good job at pairing it. Like Final Fantasy 15 had the Stand By Me rendition with Florence and the Machine. Oh my god, that ending! Tears. Like I still think I get a little choked up about it. Actually, I mean, I heard Benny King's version, but I think they did a better job. Florence and the Machine did, honestly. There, I said it.
The one thing that gets me about that trailer though as well is like you're so used to now games having like a 3, 4, 5 year hype train where they drip feed you, and it's nice for them to just kind of because they've had a few drips, but it's like 3 months and it's going to be released.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. The immersion's fine.
It makes
That's
me
good.
think of
Not
the
5 fucking years.
Death Stranding 1. Like, how many Game Award ceremonies was that at?
So
like, how many times was it shown off?
I think the difference there was for Jared is like, they were building from the very bottom.
Yeah,
but he was trying to build hype. And I think while that might have been partly him, that also might have partly been Sony. I mean, I know Sony fronted the money. I mean, this is also still technically a Sony exclusive for a certain time because Sony's fronting the money. But
thank goodness.
So I think he just he kind of had to tease, and I think it's fun to tease this new IP, and he did it he did it in creative ways.
Yeah.
But
I think even Keeley joked why he wasn't at the Game Awards because he's still working on his trailer.
But this time it's been like
sense.
they did
Kojima.
They did an initial tease, a big tease, and then the announcement tease, but they've pretty much. And let's just talk about also like they're using the Decima engine, which is the engine that Horizon uses for their game, and just how much better it looks. I mean, this is the game engine that Horizon uses.
Well, pause.
I know, but
they haven't made an actual exclusive game off the Decima engine yet.
Right.
Horizon
for PS5. PS5.
Wasn't Horizon 2 PS5?
No, that was PS4 because I got ported to 5.
Oh.
Yeah, I got.
They released DLC that was only.
Oh wait, that's not true.
PS5, but it was still using.
Is the PSVR 2 version using Decima?
I don't. That was made by a different company, but I don't know if they were using Decima.
Well, either way.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see that.
Well, then I would argue.
That's a wonderful engine.
Then I would argue this: Death Stranding 1 looks better than Horizon 1 and 2.
The environmental details are amazing. But I mean, their art direction was completely different as well.
Yeah, but you can still be a little more. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm whatever. I'm not here to defend Horizon. I love Horizon for different reasons than I love Death Stranding, and they're 100% different.
I just
games.
think like somehow Kojima owns that engine, even though it's someone else's engine.
Pretty much. He's probably rewritten the whole structure of that thing. That dude's brilliant. His team is super brilliant. Special. Yeah. He constructed a really great team, and I'm excited to see what they have created.
All right. Well, this was a fun chat. Thank you for letting me do
I'm
this.
actually excited and want to go and pre-order a game for fun.
I'm thinking about pre-ordering the collector's edition. I want that fucking statue. I've never done that kind of shit before, but it's like, and if you pre-order the collector's edition, you get into the game 2 days early. So it's like, fuck it.
I think I'll order a copy because it's a game that I want to play. Like.
Well, I remember Death Stranding 1
first.
Ian bought it, and I hesitated. I'm like, I don't know. It looks kind of goofy. I don't know. It's weird. It's just walking around.
I was honest.
I was playing the shit out of it, and a week later I bought it, and I just got absorbed into it.
It is weird as shit.
It's
not weird as shit.
Yeah.
Pause.
It pulled me in.
Pause. Jared, is your version of the Death Stranding game able to play on PS5 compatibility or no? Because I don't have my PS4 anymore.
Yeah, the PS4
of course. You can play
PS5 can play anything.
That's fine.
I don't think you get the free PS5 upgrade, so it
I don't
looks
know.
like
the PS5.
PS4.
No, because the PS5 upgrade was a $10 director's cut.
Yeah.
So they sell the director's cut as the upgrade.
And then
you got all this extra content, like the racing stuff, the Metal Gear Solid sneaking missions in a box and shit, like a bunch of wild stuff, dude.
Okay.
Oh, some more, Jesus. Anyway, we gotta stop talking about this. Like we've already gone over 30 minutes about this.
Oh, games in there, not actual.
Look at Jared, got a bunch of games. My thing I want to do tonight, as Jared tried to bridge us, top 3 soundtracks in video games. So not scores, but soundtracks. So licensed music, like when you think about like Tony Hawk or SSX Tricky. Tricky. It's, not like not that kind of stuff. Just actual.
You could have put that in the notes.
I did put it in the notes, Dave.
I didn't read it.
It said
your selections.
It said
I misunderstood.
It said licensed music.
I missed
not scores.
So I'm useless.
If you look at the...
I know. Well, I didn't read the notes then, obviously, because
Jared, did you do it properly?
Notes. I think so. You'll probably criticize me.
Top
on my
3
choices,
favorite
but
video
whatever.
game soundtracks, in
You are
parentheses, licensed music, not scores.
All right.
Oh,
I think I'll get it.
Well, this will be
I think I'll
fun.
do decent
I
this
mean,
time.
you guys can stick with your original lists, and then I'll just harp on you for not paying attention.
oh no, I have no top 3. I'll just listen to you guys and say, oh yeah, that's a
all
good
right,
go.
all right.
I got a couple in my head.
Or you
so-
can just throw one out if you can think of it. Anyway,
All right.
well, Jared, would you like to start?
Yeah, sure. I chose my number 3 as a game that has a very broad variety of licensed music that I really enjoyed while playing the game of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, God damn you.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
actually,
and that, I mean,
Because that's all about
whatever
that.
genre of music,
I loved
Yeah.
that soundtrack.
Mixtape,
it was
Mix.
in there. A
It was
Flock
so
of
good.
Seagulls, Aha, Billy Idol, Blondie, Blue Oyster Cult, Def Leppard. I mean, the
Very
Kiss,
good choice. Very good choice.
Everything's in there.
huge
I mean,
set, yeah.
the list is huge.
It was massive.
Wang
I
Chung,
remember
Wham, Twisted Sisters in there, Tears for
even
Fears.
Ozzy Osbourne
Jared,
was in
you
there,
get a
too.
gold star for paying attention
Reading.
to the notes.
Oh, God. No, that was a good one.
I know how to read.
That was definitely right there as soon as you mentioned. As soon as the episode when you talked about it, that was actually in my head the second.
Yeah,
you talked about
yeah.
franchise music.
Well, it's funny. Like the movies have some of the greatest soundtracks in Marvel film,
And I
but
think
the
that was
game,
kinda
the
part of
game
it.
was top notch. Yeah, of course they had to go with that.
They had to kind
no
of like
choice.
follow suit a little bit. Yeah.
They had no
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
They had to do it. Yeah, I mean they did a fantastic job. I enjoyed every
Oh,
piece of music that popped up in that game. It was so good.
yeah, I
It's
agree.
funny you said
I
that,
agree.
and like I didn't even think of that game until once you said it, it's like, no, fuck yeah, that has a great soundtrack,
yeah,
dude.
fuck yeah, it does.
I didn't even think about it.
I thought it
Anyway,
was perfect. Yeah.
all right, Dave.
So
in
that's
the-
my number 3.
Dave, in the quick few minutes that we've, have you come up with one?
I have one and one only.
Okay.
And it's a
Okay.
game I really enjoyed. The original Wipeout with the future sounds of London.
Oh, yeah.
Starter,
Okay. Yeah.
all that.
Yeah,
With the
Wipeout has a
techno-
great techno soundtrack.
dance music like really suits the game. It's also one of the first games like that I remember playing that was on a CD, so it had room for like
Wait,
to actually have real music on it as opposed to digitized or some.
do you recall if that was one of the PlayStation games you could put in a CD player and listen to the music? Wasn't that a thing?
or
Or at least put it in your PC?
Man. There was a
I remember
Was
There
Tony-
were
did Tony
games that
Hawk
you
do
could put
that?
it in there.
No, they had their own. I think. Well, maybe the later ones, but I remember Tony Hawk 1 had just their own set thing, like Power Man 5000, Disturbed.
Yeah,
All
I
the
mean,
other
I
stuff like
remember
that.
things like watching
Remember on the
like
PC
putting
you
a
could-
Final Fantasy disc and playing the cinematics and stuff like that. But I
does
don't
Parappa the
recall
Rappa
exactly
do
what
that kind
ones.
of stuff?
I don't know. I loved Parappa the Rappa, but I never tried putting it in a CD player. Oh, you have Unjammer Lammy. That's awesome. Dave. That's cool.
All right,
You
all
get
right.
cool points.
All right, Aaron, how about you? You got one?
I do. My number 3 is actually the Borderlands, because the very beginning, if you guys remember, the whole beginning
yeah.
piece, like slamming through the whole Cage Elephant, West for the Wicked,
Uh-huh.
it set the entire tone of the entire game. I felt like, and that
Yeah.
just
They
like,
did a
oh,
really good
shit.
opening cinematic to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
remember that.
I mean, I know there wasn't
I
much
like
else
the
that
song.
but that was the one that just
Yes.
set the whole. That was so good. I mean, it just fit the whole thing. It was so good. And
Was that the only licensed song in that game? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't recall
I
anything
think
else.
so. I don't
Yeah.
remember if
Yeah.
the very
Yeah.
end. The very end might have had something. I don't remember.
I think they've always done that to the intro of a
Always in the
Borderlands game.
intro,
There's
but I
always a
don't-
licensed song just in the
Yes.
intro. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love that song. They did so good in that opening. That
was
was
so
like one of the
fitting.
best parts of the game. Yeah.
I was like, so my number 3 is Saints Row the Third. Obviously, there's a bunch of licensed music on the radio stations, but what makes it fun is some of the other music, like What I Got when they're singing in the car. They're all like fucking around and they're singing together. You know, and then as problematic as Kanye West is, the song is Aaron, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It's Power, right? That hip hop song. That song plays at some of the most awesome moments when you are just destroying and killing everybody, and it just makes you feel like a fucking badass motherfucker. And I've always loved. I mean, as problematic as that dude is, he's created some pretty good music.
It's unfortunate.
But there's moments when, you know, I just love. I loved any moment when that song came on and I was just destroying shit and like, Saints Row 3rd soundtrack I think is beast. So.
Yeah, solid.
All
right, Jared, number 2.
Well, we've already talked and watched the trailer for the second one, but Death Stranding is just loaded with kickers, and it's the video game that introduced me, as I mentioned earlier, to Low Roar.
Oh, Low Roar is so good, dude.
Like one of my favorite songs in that game is let's see, Don't Be So Serious. I love that song, and it's one that is on my regular like playlists and things like that. Like I had no idea who the band was. I just started listening to it.
Yeah, he put that song in one of the trailers for the first game, and I fell in love with those guys. And like, you know, and then what was very sad, after the game came out, the lead singer passed away.
Oh, dang, I didn't know that. That's harsh.
It was pretty harsh.
Right.
But
I couldn't imagine the upsurge they had.
Oh, he got massive upsurge.
Popularity.
He even talked about it and stuff. Yeah. But the cool thing about Death Stranding is that also, like, when you create a thing, you can actually program music in the thing. So you can have a thing playing the music. So when people come by your thing, it can be playing music. It's like
like one of your bridges or something like that. Yeah.
What a wild concept for people to come.
That's awesome. You can customize your build. Yeah. It's like, here's my road.
And here's some music that goes along with it. It's wild.
Here's my light.
It's fucking wild. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, absolutely. Death Stranding. That's actually the thing I'm most excited for. Death Stranding 2 is the soundtrack,
sure. Oh, of
dude.
course.
Like
Always.
Hideo Kojima has great music taste. Like whenever he posts something, I'm like, yeah, I like that song.
All right.
Dave, did you think up another one?
I did.
Okay.
Oh.
Grand Theft Auto is the other one that comes to mind.
Oh,
which one?
Yeah.
Vice City.
Oh yes, this is an honorable mention.
Rock.
Honorable mention for me.
Because I
dig it.
I just remember like all the different stations as well. So you've got the 80s music, but you've got like the hard rock station with like Iron Maiden and stuff, and then you've got the like more soft rock 80s, and then you've got like a little bit of prog, and it's just like all over the place. But you can choose a station that's like suits you. And then the little like radio snippets in between just make it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing about Vice, I almost put Vice City as my number 3, but Saints Row won out. But Vice City, so on the 80s station, they'd have the cutting crew that, I just died. And I would always like kind of like drive my car, and when that song would come on, I'd like hit the brakes and turn and exit, like trying to like be cool. And like just try and do stupid shit, like I was in a video or something.
We all did stuff like that.
And then I remember at the end, towards the end, where you get the attack helicopter and you just like be bombarding a bunch of villains, and then like the helicopter would still have the radio stations, obviously, in the helicopter. So like, and that song would come on, and I was just like, I just died in your arms tonight, and you're just mutilating all these gangsters and shit. I just like. That's why no matter how awful or how well, you know, Vice City, that's why Vice City holds such a special place in my heart as the Grand Theft Auto of my youth, and like the one that
no matter trying it,
no matter, I don't think you can go back. I don't think you could start it now. I don't think it's the same.
No.
No, because I have Netflix and you can get it on your phone.
No, I know, but I don't think it.
So like, I don't know.
I don't know exactly if the game holds up. But
yeah,
I feel like it doesn't age
good
well.
choice, Dave. I think
funny.
that soundtrack is dope. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd allow you guys to pick all those. You guys could use. And if Justin would hear, you probably pick like Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and then Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is a number one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, they don't have Vice City on there. It's they have San Andreas.
Oh.
Dang. Okay, I was gonna download it. I was.
How about you, Aaron? What's your number 2?
Oh my goodness. So this is going to be a bit of a throwback to the 90s, and we mentioned it earlier, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. The first one. The best one. I don't know how many times I put on when Worlds Collide in that game.
Power Man 5000, baby.
Fuck yeah. Like I get that 900, like it felt so much more awesome when I like hit the big trick. I'd always either pick Tony Hawk or Bucky Lasek as my main character. But I would whenever I hit the 900 with Tony Hawk and have that Worlds Collide, boom, 900 hit. Oh, fuck yeah. It felt so good.
It's great because one of the main reasons, there's 2 reasons I actually picked this topic tonight is like, one, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4 was announced, the remaster. And I never got into 1 and 2. I played 3 and 4.
I got in 1 and 2. I never played 3 and 4.
So I played 3 and 4, and so I listened to those soundtracks quite a bit. And I was like, and I know they're also good soundtracks. And then the second thing is like I didn't play any video games this week. I just been listening to a lot of music and a lot of music related stuff. So it's like,
good.
Well, I don't have any video games to talk about, so like I gotta do something, let's do music related. That's a cool idea. So that's kind of why I picked it. But Tony Hawk is totally one of those things where like, man, that brought a bunch of music to people that hadn't heard a certain type of music.
There was a lot of punk rock in there too. Like
ska
stuff. Yeah, there was a lot of genres in there. It was great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really cool that like games like Tony Hawk existed back then when CDs were new in gaming and people were discovering music. A lot of teenagers were learning all these different artists, and it like really expanded on people's musical tastes.
Well,
and that was one of the games that really pioneered that.
Well, that's the thing. And when you're a teenager and in the 90s and 2000s, all sorts of new music was coming out, and if you're a teenager, like when I was a kid, I was stuck with fucking country music, which is okay now, but
I grew up in country land as well, but I tried my best to not listen to a
There's
lot
nothing
of that.
wrong with country music.
No.
It's
I'm
okay.
not saying that, but
the
I
90s
wanted
country
something
music
different.
was good.
Yeah, I agree. But but nowadays it's like, well, here's the thing. You listen to it enough and you're like, okay, I want something new. And you couldn't really get it in there because Mom,
don't change.
She's all about guitars, Cadillac, and hillbilly music.
I think I'll get down Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, Shania Twain. I'll get down that shit, or even Dolly Parton or Carpenters or whatever. But it's just like
Carpenters
I want something.
Country.
Well, you know what I mean. Your mom and dad's
Carpenters
music
in that pile.
Well, okay, maybe not. But my point is, guys, I wanted something different, and Tony Hawk gave me different.
Yes.
And it was okay because my mom let me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the night the lights went out in Georgia.
Reba McEntire, that's right. That's what I meant to say, Reba.
Reba, baby.
All
right.
That's
my number 2 is so EA also did this cool series called Def Jam.
Oh, good.
That was a good one.
Great choice.
I could pick both of them, but I'm going to pick Def Jam Fight for New York because that was my more favorite one. But yeah, you had all these hip-hop stars from the Def Jam label, and they had all the hip-hop songs, and you'd be fucking wrestling, and you listen to the music.
We'll never see a game like that.
Never see that again because it would be too fucking expensive to make because they're going to want all the licensed monies and all the likenesses.
They know how
stuff.
popular it would be, so they'd just try and get as much as they could, and it would never be able to afford.
Dude,
I'm milking it.
that wrestling, that's, in my opinion, probably the greatest wrestling game, in my opinion, of all time. I think it's so good.
That was just so good. It was fun.
I don't know. I really enjoyed it. A lot of fun.
It was fun.
Super
Some
cool.
good beats.
And soundtrack is fucking dope. I don't know. That's the one thing I was listening, like Tony Hawk was on something, Aaron, you brought up, because you picked Tony Hawk, but like how back then they could just pick whatever music and they were like, yeah, the licensing is no big deal.
Artists,
because it was so cheap. It was like, yeah, whatever, it's not that expensive. It was like, yeah, we just want exposure, so like it was cheap. Now in video games it's a different story. It's like we want all the money for it now. It's
absolutely.
These games get remastered now, and
half the songs are not there.
Yeah, the songs aren't there because they're either too expensive or they were only like licensed for that release of the game.
For sure.
Well, yeah, that's one of the really unfortunate parts about video games and licensed music is there's actually been games that have been removed off of marketplaces. You cannot buy these games
just because of the
anymore
exactly.
digitally because of the music. The contracts expired and will not renew.
Or they went away for a while. They renegotiated and then they came back.
Yeah.
But very rarely does that happen. Usually it's like they just go away, or they go away and they remove the song and then they bring it back. Usually just for the PC Steam version, but not the disc version obviously doesn't really matter because it's out there in the wild.
It's there.
But
yeah, any digital copy like Microsoft still sells like Xbox 360 games, but they're slowly disappearing as the contracts expire.
That's kind of the downside. The downside of this whole topic is
digital,
and why you don't see a lot of it. I wonder I would be curious what the contracts are on a game like Death Stranding or Death Stranding 2, like with the artist is like, this is in perpetuity. Like, we're paying you in perpetuity for this, and you can. Like, maybe do they get royalties? Who knows? I don't know. I'd be curious to know
because it's an everlasting thing.
Right,
like
exactly.
Somebody will always be able to buy this digitally on their PC, or if they still have some console.
Someday it'll be retro. It'll be like 99 cents or something.
And are they going to start, like, is there an ability just to remove a song and replace it with another?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's got to be a challenging, weird thing to deal with.
Especially in a game like Death Stranding where it's like usually so integrated into the game.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand it being unknown back in the PS1, PS2 days, but anything beyond that, you'd expect them to like have contracts that would keep that kind of stuff. But even like modern games have that issue. Like, oh, it's been 3 years. Right. Oh, we got to pull the game off the marketplace because this song license is expiring.
Right.
And it's such crap.
I don't want to say anything right now, but okay,
it's
Jared.
okay. That's
no,
my
no.
spiel.
I have another thing, but I'll say it at the very end.
Yes,
anyway.
yes. We can keep this train going.
Jared,
Let's just keep. I'll say
go ahead. What's your number one?
This is now. I had no idea who this band was specifically for No Man's Sky. This is my I'm washing the dishes music.
Oh, okay.
No Man's Sky from 65 Days of Static. I had no idea who this band was, and I adore the music they create. It's like sci-fi, like I don't know. It's like electronic, industrial, like heavy kind of like instrumental, experimental. They kind of fit into a lot of holes. Some of their stuff has some lyrics, but not in No Man's Sky specifically. The album I consistently listen to while doing dishes is actually called Music for an Infinite Universe from 65 Days of Static.
Yeah, I
love
music
it.
for doing dishes.
Jamming out to it's fucking great. I have a freaking Google Home device thing next to the kitchen, and I'm just like, it plays.
No, good, very good music. Very good. I didn't even cross my head, but there's some great music.
I fucking love.
Yeah,
65 Days of Static. I absolutely learned about this band through the first trailer of No Man's Sky. Like, they still use that same song in every trailer. And it's fucking great watching the dude run up the hill, watch the ships fly off, you see the mechs stomping by, and you're just like, fuck yeah. This song's great.
Also, the loyalty there, which is cool from a developer, which you don't usually get.
100%.
That's kind of cool.
New trailers, new.
Every
single trailer has that same song, and it's amazing every time you watch that trailer and watch that game develop. Every few months, there's a new thing. You're like, oh, this game looked completely different again, and it's amazing. And the song is still amazing.
Probably the best value in video games, No Man's Sky, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, I still love playing it. I still need to jump. Like, unfortunately, Monster Hunter came out, so I haven't been able to jump into the new expansion, which has like gas giants and stuff like that. There's like new territory that you can explore, and I really want to. And
we should do a top 3 best values in video games.
Yeah, I know, right?
Except number 1 is easy, isn't it?
I think
No Man's Sky.
I mean, it could be Rocket 100%. League. It could be Destiny. I don't know.
Rocket League.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Depending on your opinion.
All right, yeah.
Anyway, right.
Spoiler.
All right, Dave, did you come up with another one? Did you make 3?
Yeah.
It was one that I thought of, and then I looked to the soundtrack, and there was only two songs that I really remember out of it.
It's more than Borderlands.
That was FIFA 98.
Right.
What is it?
What is it?
Oh.
What 98?
FIFA 98.
Oh, okay.
Sports games have a lot of licensed music.
Because it was like song 2 is the first one that opened.
Oh,
woo! Yep, and then Tud Thumping.
Oh yeah, Chumbawamba.
Yeah, which is fun. You know what's funny though?
That's an era.
It is kind of funny. It is kind of funny though that, like, song 2 was a brand new song when that was released
in the late 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's 98 and
mid 90s.
Song
late
2
90s,
came out in 97, maybe 98.
Dang. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So, but anyway, that was another one that sprung to mind because I was like, I remember playing football because. In college, we play football games a lot.
Sure.
So.
Were the FIFA games numbered by year at that point, or were they?
Yeah,
did they have
a year?
Yeah?
I mean, every sports
FIFA
game,
97.
Every sports game had that kind of shit going on. Madden.
They usually had at least a menu. Song,
even Blitz had it.
Like a second song.
NFL Blitz.
The game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, first one wasn't, but that was like 98, 99, 2000.
Yeah. All right,
Aaron, it stopped.
What's your number 1?
Oh, so. I'm going to kind of piggyback off of Ian for Def Jam Vendetta, but the original Def Jam Vendetta, not Fight for New York. So I didn't play New York, but I wanted to.
Vendetta's great. Vendetta's great.
I loved it. Well, that's what got me introduced to actually a couple of the underground, like Jurassic 5, and reintroduced me to DMX and freaking Jam Master Jam.
That was some original game night stuff. Mm-hmm. We were playing some of that stuff during game night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know. My mom bought that game for me, not knowing what it was. I'm like, wrestling music, wrestling game. But
hell yeah!
But I think she was a little confused because all of a sudden she hear probably like some hip hop in the background. Like what? Because parents and hip hop, it's like old people and rock. Old people like in the 80s. But anyway, no, that game is like. It had the best music ever, and they did a really good job like fitting the fights with the music. Like the tag team fight was Method Man, Redman. They had to Rock Wilder going. Then one of the big main wrestling matches was DMX, and they had Where the Hood at. And I'm like, oh my god, you guys are so good at this selection stuff.
Nice,
it's awesome. It's awesome. It's literally It's like, yes, if you're into hip hop, I get it. Some people aren't, but like it's such a banger. If you're into that, it's such a good,
Well, Ian, you own those games, don't you?
No.
I
mean, I have them ROMs on my PC.
Okay, yeah, we got to jam on those next time we're together. That sounds awesome.
Those games are fucking expensive to buy used right now.
Yeah,
man.
I bet.
Those games,
especially
Fight for New York. That game is.
I need to find my Vendetta. I have the Vendetta game for PS2, the original one, and I don't know where it is. It's in my mom's house somewhere.
Yeah, I only ever rented those games and played them a lot. I think Justin had them, but I mean, I might have it in my garage if Justin has it. But those games are not. I mean, the first one you probably can get decently, but the second one is because it wasn't as pop. I mean, it was popular, but it didn't have as many copies produced, and so it's harder to find.
Yeah.
Right.
Rough.
All right. So before I do my number one, I just wanted to throw out some things.
Here's a commercial break.
No, I just want to throw out some
Here's
things
our
that
sponsor.
I'm surprised that no one else really kind of brought up. Now, there's a couple cool games. There's like 3 games that I'm surprised that no one brought up. There's the Guitar Hero, there's the Rock Band, and then there's also the Rocksmith.
Aren't those too obvious?
Are they? I mean, they're all licensed music. They're all games. I mean,
every single bit of it. Yeah.
I think maybe Rocksmith is a little too on the nose, but I think Rock Band and Guitar Hero clearly fit in this category because Guitar Hero with like Dragon Force and doing the
that's where I found my love of the yeahs, man.
Yeah, 100%. I just think you're talking about the games of licensed music, and I'm just curious.
100%.
I'm surprised that no one.
I thought about it
actually because one of the first one I went to is I looked up on my shelf and I've got Guitar Hero 2.
Yeah,
I thought about
Guitar Hero.
I thought about Rock Band.
Beatles Rock Band. Fuck yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
the music is the game. It's not like whereas
but like
I mean
that OG Guitar Hero where you're singing like Weezer. Say it ain't so. I mean, I don't know how many times I played that over and over and over and over and over, and then like, Rock Band, we have Say It Ain't So too, and then you played over there too. But like, I just remember like how like just prolific, I mean, that's the game, guys. And I'm just surprised no one mentioned those.
The only sad part about you mentioning that is that the era of that is gone.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not. It's coming back on the Fortnite.
I also thought.
Have any of you guys tried that?
No, but
what's it called?
It's Stage.
But there's a mode in Fortnite where
you can sing and you can play guitar now.
Much.
Yeah, you can do.
It's Harmonix, the company
that did Rock Band, and then you can buy your guitars will work with it now.
But now you can't find the guitars.
Well, I got one.
I got one.
Oh, like real guitar or like a Rock Band guitar?
A Rock Band guitar.
A Rock Band.
Yeah, Rock Band guitar. You have to plug it in and use a Rock Band guitar.
Anyway, actually, mine's Guitar Hero guitar, but
yeah, it's awesome. The same difference.
They
both work. They both work.
Yeah,
I think eventually. I think they're. I mean, they are. Harmonix is planning ultimately to like have all the have the drums work. And then vocals work. I mean, they're basically going to build Rock Band
I've been wanting
into
to try
Fortnite.
That. I just always forget about it.
It's just like a slow rollout, but it's wild.
Right.
Yeah, like I haven't even tried the Rocket Racing or whatever it's called in there. That's like Rocket League company making a racing game inside of Fortnite.
It didn't hit.
I haven't tried that.
It kind of puttered out. I mean, they're still kind of supporting it, but it's like it's not. It's the kind of one that got moved to the back. It didn't hit.
Yeah, but I'm really curious about their Rock Band thing because I tried playing Rock Band games with like just a normal controller before, and it's like kind of messy. I mean, my hands weren't used to that, so it'd be interesting to see how they created the tracks in there.
Anyway, I wanted to mention that. I was surprised that none of you thought to think of that. Dave did think of a sports game because like a lot of sports games, obviously I was gonna say like, you guys didn't think of a sports game?
We will.
Well, like because in my case, racing games are full of stuff. Like one of like Gran Turismo,
all the Need for Speed series.
Gran Turismo always had great soundtracks. One of my favorite like Need for Speed Underground has the Crystal method. Born just a little too slow, and you'd be driving and then that song would come on, Born Just a Little Too Slow, and as they said slow, you just hit the turbo because you're not slow because you're fast. I don't know, there's all this like I don't know.
Well, Gran Turismo 7 has that mode where you have it's playing like classical music or whatever track, and you have to keep the pace and
keep the pace or beat it.
It's
you're trying to get ahead.
Cool. It's such a great mode. in VR, just like cruising around.
The Crystal
so
Method,
awesome.
because that's who did the rest of the FIFA '98 soundtrack.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
So I just,
awesome.
you know, I mean, I know you guys aren't the biggest race car drivers, so like I get it, but like it's just like there's a lot of games where I listen to a lot of licensed music in games and that still do it.
Right.
Obviously, clearly, you know, Gran Turismo, but anyway,
100%.
my number one, Jared already burned. It was Death Stranding. Like, yeah, I learned Low Roar, the churches, so many
churches.
Oh man, so much.
There's
I mean,
so much good
I mean, I
music in
knew
there.
of churches before that, but like, the song they did for
their range,
Death Stranding was just like,
definitely.
oh my god, I fell in love with that song. I mean, there's so many songs in that, so that was my number one. But yeah,
I should put. I've never actually like asked any of my devices to play the Death Stranding soundtrack. Like, what would actually be on that? Would every song be on that, or is there like a designated amount of songs on?
It probably
like,
everyone.
there has to be.
I think
a
that there is an
soundtrack.
original. There's the original soundtrack for Death Stranding, and then there's the score for Death Stranding. I'm pretty sure.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I
sure.
got to do that tomorrow. Yeah. 100%.
You know, if we were gonna go the same route that Aaron went with just like one licensed song on a game, I mean Saboteur, that version of
I haven't finished
what
it
is
yet. Don't
No,
spoil it.
the song opens up. The song
Joking.
opens up the game. I'm feeling good. Simone.
Yes, yeah.
Which is wild because that song is way earlier than, or way late. It's way later than the period that it's played in the game. But
was it a different rendition of it, or was it the same like published one? From
it doesn't matter. It
creators?
like her version doesn't come out to like the 60s, I think.
Yeah.
50s or 60s, I think, you know. But the version of that Feeling Good is like it's her version, but then it has like this kind of remix drop lazy beat to it that's super sick. It's awesome.
Okay.
I love that song. It's super sick. I mean, I'm feeling, and it's boom, ba-dum, and it has this like kind of hip hop beat to it. It's fucking sick.
Right.
That's cool.
It's super cool. It's a great song.
Yeah.
So like if you're like, that's a great piece of licensed music. Anyway, anyway, those are just kind of some of my honorable mentions and funny things. Like I'm surprised you guys. I'm really surprised that Dave didn't drop a Guitar Hero, Rock Band, or Rocksmith.
Well, music in games has always been like one of my favorite things. Not specifically licensed music, just like original soundtracks and all that stuff. It's always been one of my favorite things. And when a song like a song that you know hits at the right time in a game and you just like melt away, like wow, this is amazing. You're like, this is just right. Like those pieces of music are what make the game half the time. That's how movies are so impactful, is the music. Without the music, the movie would be absolutely garbage in most cases.
It'd be weird.
It'd be so unusual. So music in games is just as important. And there's some games that really ace it.
Yeah, but do you guys remember when we actually did the music episode about the scores? Do you remember what episode that was and where it was and who was on it?
No.
So we did. I don't think Aaron was at that episode.
No, I think I was in my exile.
No. This is way before that. I think you just didn't come. No, this is way before that.
Anyway.
Exactly. You mean when JPK threw a tantrum and kicked you off the show? I think. No, so we did an episode at Mappy Man's house.
Oh, maybe.
And we had Yusef Hotlani on the show because he did music.
Oh, damn, that's right.
And we talked about, we sat around this little table and we talked about our favorite video game music. And you guys all picked different things. But, that was the actual, we had done that episode about scores, basically.
Oh, I got to re-listen to that.
Yeah, so
that'd be a fun listen.
But that's a fun and weird episode to go back to and listen to. So like, I didn't want to go back and do that again. So like, that's why the focus here was licensed music and
great choice. Yeah,
if you read the description.
Thanks.
Yes.
Hey, listen.
You stumbled through it just right, Dave. Good job.
You did fine, Dave. But I did give you the information, and it does say at the bottom. Let me know if you have any questions.
Apparently, I didn't.
It's fine.
Dave didn't have any questions. He's got this.
It doesn't matter. Listen, we can. I mean, it's a podcast, guys. We can fumble through this,
Yeah.
Just
not rocket scientist.
Yeah.
Not rocket scientist. All right, very quickly. Let's do some couch co-optionals and get out of here. Jared, what do you have for the good of the order?
Well, somehow I found a deal on online to buy the Wild Robot for like $6, and it just came out. So I bought it for like $6, and I watched that movie, and it is really good.
It looked good. I've seen the trailers.
Yeah, I really appreciated the movie, and I want to watch it again. I had to watch it over 2 days, with kids.
Well, kids, yeah.
Your kids weren't into it?
Well, it's not just that they're not into it. I got to start it, and then we had to leave and go do a Girl Scout booth, and then come back, and it was too late, and I finished it by myself because she already watched it. And like with kids, this is it's legit. Like I bought the movie. I'm excited to watch it. I tell my girls I really want to watch this with you girls. And I come home from work or whatever, and they're like halfway through. I'm like, God damn it! So I stay out of the room until they're done with it. I'm like, leave me alone, piss off. And then I start watching it with in between Girl Scout booths. I start watching it with my oldest one, and oh God, we have to leave. Okay, sorry. And then she's at a booth. I'm watching it. The rest of it tearing up at some of the parts, oh God, this is some rough parts. It's a really well done movie. I really appreciated it.
I heard it was done. I heard it's really good.
I'll
so
I want to watch that again. Really, really good. Yeah.
All right. Davey boy, what you got for us?
Have you guys seen The Menu?
No, it's one of those movies I keep, but I haven't. I know
it is epically, awesomely good and a little bit strange in the Death Stranding kind of way, but because it takes until the last third before you even. I felt like I even had a clue as to how it might end, and even then, it was just it's just beautifully shot, and it's funny. It's just it's engrossing. Ralph Fiennes is excellent in it, and it's just
That's from 2022, and it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, and it's only on Netflix till the end of the month. So if you're gonna watch
hurry! Watch The Menu.
I really, really enjoyed it.
A horror/comedy,
but it might go to Tubi, so then you'll be fine.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, no kidding, right? Maybe it'll be free next month.
Have choices.
Who knows?
It was just a really
I've heard it's really good,
great movie. So I would highly recommend that.
All right, Aaron, what you got?
All right. Well, so I'm trying to. Until Dave told me about The Menu earlier today when I saw him, I was having a hard time finding something new to watch. So I restarted watching the show Veep on Max.
Oh my God! All right.
I love that. I forgot how good it was, and it's remarkably relevant right now.
Did you say Veep?
Yeah, Veep.
Veep.
Like VIP it's the vice president basically.
Yeah, with Julia Louis-Dreyfus as the main character.
She's
morons.
Awesome. Yeah, she's just great. Yeah,
she does such a good job of being a piece of shit person.
I like the art of her holding up the flag. That's awesome.
I know, it's a good show. It really is. I forgot how good it was, and I restarted it because my brother-in-law he's staying with us. And he's living with us right now. He's never seen it, and I'm like, well, let's watch this. And I forgot how good it was. And after he went to bed, my wife and I just kind of watched it a little bit more. I'm like, very relevant, very funny. It
had a long stretch. It went from 2012 to 2019. For quite a while. Okay, I've never heard of it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, really?
Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 93%. So
it was a
very
positive rating too.
I've seen some episodes.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we haven't had Max for a long time. We don't subscribe to everything.
Well, we have a bundle deal where it's like, God, I want to say like $15 for Hulu, Disney Plus, and Max, but with ads.
But it had to be on something before Max because it was out way before Max. So like,
well, it's funny. We're in a world where it would actually be cheaper to subscribe to cable than actually subscribing to all the subscription channels out there
which
now.
Is wild.
Yeah, watch the stuff you want. It's so nuts and stupid.
Yeah,
so dumb.
It's what we chose, guys. It's what we chose.
Yeah, that's our choice. But hey, start one, unsubscribe from another. It'll still be there. Yeah, probably, maybe.
Who knows? Anyway, that's my thing.
Cool.
Veep. Cool. Veep.
Man, I have so many things and I don't know really what. I mean, I had teased what. Okay, so my initial one because of this episode.
Just talk about them all. Fuck
it. Hulu. I watched the Hideo Kojima documentary. It's basically the behind-the-scenes making of Death Stranding, but it also talks about his work. Cool. The first one, not the second one. It's like it released. Anyway,
yeah.
It's only like an hour long. It's this very cool little documentary, really well produced. He shares a lot. A lot of people share a lot. It's a very fascinating, interesting thing about.
I've been playing his games since the 80s like you guys.
Yeah,
I'm very interested in the dude. Yeah.
His kind of process and, I thought it was interesting. I found it very interesting. Super fun. Enjoyed it.
Cool.
Hour. I don't know what I talked about last week. I don't know if I recommended this.
It's okay.
I watched the Bob Dylan documentary. Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, yeah. Where's that at?
It's nowhere.
Wherever.
Good luck.
Got it.
But when it comes out,
just look
you
for
guys
Bob
should
Dylan.
Watch it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm down.
He streamed it. Okay.
I streamed it. I streamed it
somewhere.
No, I went to the theater and saw it. The theater.
A theater called Plex.
Theater. It was a multiplex in my house.
Yeah.
Very good though. Really enjoyed that. I mean, I know that story already kind of because of, the documentary that Scorsese did and the other kind of weird biopic that I forget what it's I'm Not Here documentary that has different actors playing Bob Dylan. But having Timothy Chalamet play the character and then him actually sing the songs, like he's really good at it. Wild, very good, very just and if you I'm forgetting the director's name, but he directed Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, you were talking pretty high about that director.
I love that director and that film, and so he did a really good job here. Really good documentary, film. Really good job. Enjoyed that. Also, another thing, all the things, guys. I got all the things.
Yeah. List it off. Go.
Jack Reacher. The new season of Jack Reacher, fucking awesome, fucking bomb ass awesome.
Next episode,
I think you mentioned that last week. Yeah,
that might have been the thing I talked about last week. But dude, I love that show. So
that's the one you did last week. Yeah, seems like it's still doing good.
And then
what, Dave?
I even got my son to watch it.
Oh, it's so fun. That show's great.
If we lost Jared, he's gone all pixelated and
he's getting a little pixelated.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of he's in acid mode.
He's coming in.
And then
awesome.
I want to thank Dave for buying me a toy.
Oh, interesting.
Like a sex toy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Just kidding.
Dave, I mean,
it's the
I guess technically I bought it for myself.
It's him.
I gave money. I gave a bunch of money to Dave, and then Dave decided to not spend it on himself and spend it on me instead. Ultimately is what this is. So he didn't technically buy it for me, but this Aki LPD8 MK2 is fucking sick. It's a really cool piece of music thing. I'm gonna make new music. I think I was thinking about partnering with Jimmy to create the new theme for Couch Co-op, but I might do it myself. Which could be cool. Anyway, it's the build quality is awesome.
So what I want you to do, Ian?
I don't want to suck your dick,
what I want you to do, Ian, is do a live stream of you figuring it out.
I've already figured it out.
Yeah,
it's not hard.
Well,
it's so easy.
I don't want that. Yeah, we'll prove it. Prove it.
I plug it into GarageBand and
cool. I want to hear it.
I select the drum kit and then I just play the drums. and then I hit record to the metronome and I go. I just need to like figure out what the new musically as an artist. I need to figure out what the
sound you're after. Yeah.
No, but what is actually musically? What is the new couch co-op? Like what is it? Like couch co-op.
Collaborate with Mr. Hip Hop,
or is
over
it
here.
Couch Co-op? Couch Co-op. It's like there's so many directions to take.
Yeah,
and, Jared's internet is like taking a massive shit, isn't it, guys?
It is, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. It kind of is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, visually, you look. Visually,
I
it's
wouldn't
gone.
It
is just
well,
fucking gone.
You've got like 3 sets of glasses right now.
I haven't resetted my router in over a month, so
okay, it just popped out. Just popped out.
You're good.
Someone in your house stopped watching pornography.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it was your wife. No, anyway.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell,
No.
Hopefully,
we'll go back to the studio.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh, I mean,
Funny.
I could talk more. One more thing. Netflix season 7, Drive to Survive is out. I binged it. So fucking good.
I'm 2 episodes in and it's so good.
I don't even know. I think even now that I follow F1, it's even more fun to watch Drive to Survive for some reason. I don't know why.
I want to binge it at the same time. I'm kind of pacing myself because I'm enjoying it that much. I want to spread it out an episode a day,
Dude, I binged it in one day. I just like it's like I told
one day
I
binge.
just like I don't know. I just like
So
I just want to watch it.
I get the premise of the show. Is this isn't something you'd need to watch all the seasons to get what's going on, right? Or is it the same people?
You'd enjoy
every
it
season?
more, probably. No,
I don't think the
cast changes, but
it doesn't matter
because the drivers' lineups change. I mean, it doesn't really matter ultimately. I mean, there's all
the seasons are good.
It's tough because
there's
some stories
that's on Netflix.
There's some stories of the characters that follow through, and it's like kind of interesting to kind of follow their story and their trajectory. While other characters, it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know, Jared. I don't know if you. I recommend it. I think it's awesome, but I also think like if you're not really into racing and don't care, like maybe it doesn't really matter. I just think I want to recommend it because I love. I'm basically recommending it because there's a lot of people out there that think Drive to Survive only is just this thing that brought people to F1, which is true. It did. And now there's a lot of F1 fans that like hate on Drive to Survive fans, which I am. But at the same time, now that I've become an F1 fan, I still find Drive to Survive super interesting.
Yeah, it's like a wrap up of the season.
Yeah,
you can watch the sport as it's going on in real time.
And there's some other kind of commentary that you don't get.
Would you watch this most recent season? Would you watch this most recent season over any of the others? Is there something special about this season that makes you want to recommend this season?
This season is wild. So because so much shit happens, but like there's great seasons intermixed. Like I would say last season, not that interesting. The whole Max Verstappen just destroying everybody,
which is
not
the
that
one
exciting.
Car crash.
So this was fifth season. Fifth season is pretty good.
Yeah. There's one moment in the 5th season that's just like
just watch this season. You don't have to watch them all, Jared. Just watch this season. If you like it and you want to go back,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I mean, it seems like it's pretty segmented. It's just a show specifically about selection of
it's really just
head drivers.
It's really just a season wrap up of what happened.
Yeah.
And
you don't even need to watch the whole season because it's like it's usually each season's broken up into kind of like
maybe you won't.
The top teams, the middle teams, and then like the bottom teams, and there's drama in each.
But you'd have to be interested in. I think you'd have to be interested in wanting to follow Formula One. I think ultimately.
Yeah.
I've watched plenty of it over my years. I'm sure I'd find some enjoyment over it.
See if you find it interesting. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I love cars. I love that stuff. I love Anyway, I think it's cool.
So these days, like that kind of stuff I'd like to watch during the day, but I feel that it's a lot more vulgar than my kids could take.
It's not that bad. There's some cussing, but they're not. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. There's like, I mean, Christian Horner says fuck a lot, but other than that, I mean, a lot of the other characters don't really. A lot of the other characters don't really swear that lot. They're like pretty chill. There's like a lot of.
All right. So there's other things that I like to do when
the only real cussing is like when they're in the car and be like, what the fuck, like road rage type stuff.
Yeah, someone cuts them off or
like, what the fuck, fucking
makes
idiot.
A stupid move, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But like really,
so not a daytime show. Got it.
I mean, come on, it's like no worse than having Ian over.
But when was the last time you came to my house?
I mean, in your house. It's been
my house
a couple months, but I dropped you off a couple weeks ago.
It's been a minute.
It's been a couple of months since you came inside the church.
Yeah, I didn't come in.
You remember that, baby?
I just circled around the tip last time I was over there.
He rimmed it
when I dropped him off.
Yeah.
He made me fucking drive out to Salmon Creek to pick him up.
Made him
after his.
I forced him harshly.
Little, he's anyway.
But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
aggressive takeover.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Aggressive. Anyway, all right.
That's funny.
I mean, you guys have anything else you guys want to share? We can drop it. If not, we can get out.
I can't think of anything on top of my head.
All right, cool. All right.
Finally, Girl Scout season is almost over.
Last weekend is the end.
Next weekend is it. You can't get cookies after that. Sorry.
I mean, I can walk to Safeway and get cookies whenever I want, but
yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's probably cheaper too. Yeah. But hey. Well, I'm actually surprised. Like, they're expensive cookies. $6 a box. But my girls get
really.
My girls still get $1 per box for what they're doing throughout the year.
If I'm honest,
into their activities and stuff
maybe
like that.
$1 more than regular cookies. like I think a pack of Oreos is probably like $4.99 right now. So it's not that much more expensive.
It's not too bad.
But I'm just surprised they still give them $1 per box, and they get to do all these activities off of that.
No, for sure.
And it's cool. To some degree, it's a lot of work. Parents hate it, but it's helpful. You do it because you love your kids, kind of thing. So if you see a Girl Scout with their parents out there, just like nod at their parents, like, yeah, you get it. It sucks.
Extra
it
asshole.
Does. It's a big pain in the ass. It takes all the fun out of your weekends, unless you really just love doing shit like that. I don't know, but
some people do.
I've been doing it in the last week, and
surely
some of it's kind of fun.
$50 to the Girl Scouts, and then you don't have to do it.
Yeah, I mean they accept donations. I mean, you don't have to, but it's just
delicious. Delicious donation.
Just be friendly.
Listen, or just like, when you see Girl Scouts, just be like Tony Death and think like, fuck you. No, just kidding.
I definitely want more cookies. I think.
Yeah. All right, just a friendly no thanks.
It sounded like you said cockies,
whatever.
Aaron.
Cookies.
Oh, okay,
I want some cookies.
Aaron's tired. He's thinking about cocks again. Sorry.
It's only 9:52, Aaron.
Yeah. Oh yes, the clocks just sprung forward this morning.
Yeah,
that's right.
They sprung forward this morning.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank goodness our phones do that automatically. Like, remember back in the day
when you
had to like manually change your clock. You had to remember, because nobody would remind you. They'd just fuck with you.
Right.
And you'd forget to change your alarm. You'd show up to work and like, why are you an hour late? Yeah, so a cell phone alarm. Perfect. Yes. Thank you.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our show. We are the Couch I almost said hop.
Couch Co-hop.
Couch Co-hop is not this week. It's not right now.
I've been drinking.
I mean, we've all been drinking.
Yeah.
A lot of Christmas ale.
Jared's going for the 5 liters tonight.
Yeah, it feels
going
pretty
for the
light
hangover
now.
special.
It feels pretty light now. A 5-liter keg. Yeah.
But yeah, everybody, thank you for listening, watching, hanging out with us tonight. We had a lot of fun, I think. Did we have fun, gentlemen?
Yeah, it's been a fun episode. I think so. Hopefully our listeners or viewers have had the same opinion, but they're not opinionated, which is probably okay.
I mean, they could find us on Instagram or
Give us their opinion.
email, or give us a shout out. But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. We're having fun. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank Jared, Dave, and Aaron for joining.
Thank you, Ian.
Me on the couch for Couch Co-op. It's Ian.
I said warm here.
For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian. I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah, right there.
For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian. Reminding you to please
be excellent to each other.
Tickle JPK's anus with your tongue.
Couch Co-op is full of douchebags. Couch Co-op.